Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to learn about some other Python commands like the loops. So what are actually loops? Let's see. There are two types of loop which are for loop and while loop. So let's say we write a list. We know how to write a list from our previous video. If you have not watched it yet, please watch it. On it is based on Python arrays. So I'm going to give the name of some fruits, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write the syntax here, which is for x in a print x, and I'm just going to print this one. So we are now going to run this one, and after running you see that we have got apple, banana and orange. This is our answer. And now if I just go back to my screen, we can also use the break statement here. So let's say for x in a print, this is the syntax actually. A for loop is actually used for iterating over a sequence. And a loop actually means a loop is something that runs continuously, or the same things are repeated again and again. Okay, so now we are going to learn about the break statement. So we are going to use something like if else statement. We have learned this in our first video of Python. If x is, I am just going to copy this one. If x is banana, then we have learned the if else statement. Then break, and break statement will break the loop, and after it reaches banana, it will not repeat itself. It will not iterate the list. You can see here is apple and banana. The This is apple and banana, and after that we can also use the continue statement in loops. If x is banana, are just going to like remove this print text. If x is banana, then continue. That is, it will skip the banana part, and after that it will continue, and we are just going to print x. And if we just run this one, we'll see apple and orange because the banana part will be skipped. You can see apple and orange. Now let's say we want to print a range of numbers. So we are going to use the keyword range, and we are just going to write the number, and it will print not up to that number, but just to the number before that number. So let's say if I write x, we'll see after we run the output. We just see the output. So if I write x, it will print up to 1 to 5 one by one. So what actually loop does is that it makes our work easier. For example, if we want to print the range of 1 to 5, then instead of printing like print 1, print 2, like that, we can just like do this range 6, and after that print x. And if I just run this one, you can see 0. It counts from 0. As I told earlier, that computer language always counts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And after that, we can also like give it some parameters like the initial and final position. So let's say the initial position is 1 and the final position is 8, and the increment value, let's say it will be 2. That is, it will increment, like after printing 1 it will print 3, after that 5, after that 7, like this. So it will print up to 7. So let's see. You see 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so now we are going to learn about the nested loop. So what are actually nested loop? Nested loops are actually a loop inside a loop. The In nested loop, the inner loop will be executed one time for each iteration of the outer loop. So let me show you. I will give here two lists, A and B. So I've given here two lists. So in the first list I've given here green, red, and blue. That is A. And in the B list I've given shirt, t-shirt, and color. I am just going to write the syntax for loop, which is for x in A. And this is a little bit different because we are writing here nested loop, that is a loop inside a loop. So I'm going to give different x and y. For x in A and for y in B, print x comma y. And if I just print this one now, you will see green t-shirt, green shirt and green color, then red t-shirt, red shirt and red color, and blue shirt, blue t-shirt and blue color. So this is how we can use the nested loop, and you can see that for each iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop is executed once. So this is all about the nested loop. So now we are going to learn about the while loop. The while loop is another kind of loop, and it executes set of statements as long as a condition is true. So let me show you. Let's say we take a variable here I equal to 0, and while I is less than 6, print I, that is up until and unless I is less than 6, up to then print I, and I'm going to add another thing here, that is I is equal to I plus 1, and that is the value will increment by 1. So if I just print it, if I just print it now, what we will see is that it will print up to from 1 to 5, and if you see 0, it counts 0. And after that, as I told earlier, that computer language actually counts from 0, so it prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the while loop is also same as the for loop. It also has those statements like the break statement. Let me show you. And I'm just going to again do the same process. I is equal to 1. This time I'm going to take I as 1, and while I is less than 6, print I, and I'm going to add an if else statement here. If I is equal to 5, then break. That is, it will print up to 5, and after that, I'm going to add that. That is, I is equal to I plus 1, and just execute it. You can see that it prints up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we are going to use the continue statement. The continue statement is actually like this. We are again going to write the variable I is equal to 0, and while I is less than 6, we are going to, this time there's a little change of syntax, because first we are going to write I is equals to I plus 1. So again, if else statement, if I is equal to 4, then continue. It will just skip that value, that is 4, and after that print I. And if I just run this one now, you can see 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So today up to this. If you like this video, please like, share and comment on this video, and please subscribe my channel.